lot of tech news today. Vimeo's been acquired for $1.3 billion. Spotify finally launches lossless audio. OpenAI has a $300 billion deal with Oracle. And in the stock market, Klarna has popped 30% in its IPO. That and more on today's New Tech Nightly, recorded tape to live from the Big Pink in beautiful downtown Portland, Oregon. I'm Shannon Leonard, your temporary host as we get the show going. Now, if you haven't heard of Vimeo, it's a platform similar to YouTube, but catered more towards businesses and filmmakers. And since going public in 2021, it's lost 90% of its value in the stock market. And so now it's going private to give it some room to focus. They announced today that they're going to be acquired by Bending Spoons, one of Europe's largest mobile app developers, in an all-cash deal valued at approximately $1.38 billion. Now, Bending Spoons is based in Milan, Italy. But apparently in 2024, they acquired WeTransfer and then laid off 75% of its staff a few weeks after. So that doesn't really bode well for what's about to happen to Vimeo. All right, moving on. Spotify finally has launched lossless audio after 4+ years. 4+ years of waiting. They first announced this back in February 2021, but then in 2022, it put it on an indefinite hold and didn't give any updates until today, where now we get lossless audio. It'll be able to stream 24-bit, 44.1 kilohertz FLAC, unlocking greater detail across nearly every song available on Spotify. Until now, the highest quality audio offered by Spotify was the lossy Advanced Audio Coding AAC codec. So now we have true lossless, and it's going to be expensive. No, it actually comes with existing $12 a month premium plans. So that's cool. And have to mention, Apple Music has had lossless audio since May 2021. So Spotify's kind of playing catch up here. All right, next story. OpenAI has a $300 billion cloud deal with Oracle. This is one of the largest cloud computing commitments ever. Now, this signals how extreme the demand is for AI infrastructure, and this is a big win for Oracle's cloud ambitions. In fact, it drove up the stock so much that Larry Ellison is now the world's richest person just because of this. And should I say richest person on paper based on stock? I feel like sometimes people think world's richest person means they have the money in the bank. That's actually based on value of the stock they own, and that goes up and down all the time. So, but still, that's how we track it. OpenAI already has partnerships with Microsoft and others for cloud computing infrastructure, but this is a huge new partnership with Oracle. And honestly, it makes Oracle kind of an unlikely key player in generative AI's infrastructure, because just a few years ago, Oracle wasn't in the top tier of cloud providers. But now it is inserting itself into the supply chain of cutting-edge tech, and it's already reaping the huge financial rewards. All right, next story. Klarna, the buy now, pay later service, has popped 30% in their fintech IPO. This IPO was actually delayed for a long time, but it is one of the biggest US tech listings in years. And it's kind of signaling a thaw in the IPO market. Of course, we just saw Figma go public a few weeks ago. The shares surged out of the gate this morning, opening at $52 versus the $40 IPO price. So Klarna had rapid growth and some losses over the years, and it's now cutting costs and focusing on how AI can improve its services rather than just slashing expenses. So investors will be watching that and seeing how they compete with Affirm, which is another buy now, pay later service, and how they both adapt to rising rates and deal with credit risks in consumer lending. Moving right along, Amazon is rumored to have an AR glasses product to rival Meta. And when I say AR, that's augmented reality. Of course, Meta's been developing this for a while, and glasses you can put on and have things overlaid on top of your reality. Turns out Amazon is working on this too, and according to the information, Amazon's AR glasses will look and feel just like regular eyewear, but will incorporate a full color projection display in one lens. They'll have built-in cameras, microphones, and speakers, and likely enabling Alexa voice interactions, photo, video capture, and audio output. Sounds like it's a hands-free Alexa with visual overlays, but it'll still be a while until we actually see this product. The launch is planned for 2026 or 2027. Replit, a AI coding platform, has raised $250 million. Google's AI fund and Andreessen Horowitz joined the round. So yeah, that's a lot of money going into AI coding, and there's been a lot of investments into AI coding recently in terms of the tool sets and the platforms. But Replit's user base has actually surged recently by offering browser-based coding tools, but they do have a lot of competitors. There's just countless other AI coding platforms popping up right now and being backed by substantial funding. So this space is highly competitive, and it'll be interesting to see how they navigate this. I did see Replit just announce some updates to their product as well, what they call Agent 3, which they say can spin up a browser and test what it's building incrementally to confirm what it's working on before continuing to other tasks. AI startup Lindy recently launched a feature similar to this, but also Replit says they have a new agent architecture, and they have app connectors so the agents can reach out to third-party services and use them in your applications. That's going to be it for today's New Tech Nightly. I'm Shannon Leonard. entered your temporary host, and if you're interested in hosting this show and you're based in Portland, Oregon, please reach out at hello@resonant.works, because I'm looking for multiple hosts. So that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow.